We're going through a lot of
You're
things,
looking to learn how
not
to
only here, but
manifest
different
abundance in
communities
your life.
also.
And I want to let you know that you came
And
to the
our
right
young people are
video.
struggling
I've been studying
with
wealth and been studying
different
how
things out
abundance
there
and the
that's
law of attraction works
hurting our
for a
young
very
people.
long time over the last 10
And
years. Last year,
really
nearly closed in $1
heartbreaking,
million in
to
earnings.
watch somebody,
Regularly create,
going
20,
through
30,
these kind of
40,
things
50, $100,000
as a
months.
leader.
And I
It's,
came from poverty. I came
it
from literally ground zero. I came from
somehow,
struggle. I came from,
affects you.
going to the food
It's
bank to
like
feed
you
my
can't do
family,
nothing. You can't
having final
help
notices
them.
for bills. And
Only
you could
way
look at my whole YouTube
you're trying
channel.
to
You could
talk to
see
them
the house that we
hoping that
manifested, a $1.2
they'll
million
understand you.
home. And now I just
But
travel and have fun.
now
And
we're having
I was
here
in Paris,
our hope
France, a fully paid trip
will
through
bless us.
abundance and the law of attraction. I also did that with London, England. I did that with going to the Super Bowl with really close tickets to watch Rihanna this year in 2023. Tokyo, Japan, fully paid trips, and also them paying me a bunch of money to go. And literally, that's how my life has been manifested. And I want to teach you how in this video I've been able to do a lot of these very cool things and how manifestation works and how to literally attract so much good things into your life. And basically, I want to start from back, how I started when I was struggling. When I was struggling, I grew up with a lot of poverty. And when that seeps into your consciousness, it literally teaches you how to think. Poverty. I just turned down the volume on the radio here, but how to think in poverty, how to think in lack, how to think in scarcity mode. And that's how I was brought up. I was brought up because my family was surrounded by poverty. And so I was taught poverty, and I was taught poverty through television and through newspapers and through radio, how to struggle and how to literally not live a life of abundance and know the truth. And so when I started my adult life, I struggled a lot because my thinking was down here, was in a lower vibration, and my thinking was very negative, and my thinking was very lack, and that things weren't possible, and how the heck was I supposed to do this? And I was thinking in terms of my results. So my results were saying I had no money in the bank, I was out of shape, I was not a good father to my family. My results were telling me that the world was a scary place, that the world was full of negativity, and the rich got rich, the poor got poor. And it was literally like I thought Creator God chose me to be one of those families that lived in poverty, and he favored other people to live in abundance and live successful in mansions and nice cars and trips and travel. Well, that was not the case when I came to learn the truth that I'll teach in this video. But I started working on myself. When The Secret came out by Rhonda Bryans, I think her name is, right. The Secret came out, and I learned about the thinking. I learned about law of attraction, and that was just the tip of it. I was thinking that if I just think of good things, that I'll just manifest it. But I, that came into personal development, and I started really working on myself. Uh, I read Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waddles, 1 Minute Millionaire. And I since then read hundreds and hundreds of books, and then that took me to seminars, and I got to rub shoulders with millionaires, and I got to rub shoulders with people who thought differently. And I realized the reason why I was struggling, and the reason why you might be struggling, is because you might be caught in this poverty consciousness. You might be caught in struggle and pain and lack, and you have to change the way you think, because in Think and Grow Rich it says we become what we think about. And I was always thinking about struggle, pain, lack, scarcity, and I want you to just kind of take note. What are you thinking about a lot? Are you thinking about the pain? Are you thinking about the struggle? Are you thinking about the bills that you need to pay for? Are you thinking about how there's no money in the bank, right? So you have to use your imagination now, and this is where things started to change for me. I started to use my imagination, and I started to think in terms of abundance as if I've already had it. I started to look at the things I wanted, like the house I wanted, the car I wanted. I used to drive to neighborhoods I wanted to live in, and I would park my vehicle, and me and my wife would push our son Leland on a stroller as if that was our neighborhood, just to experience what that neighborhood was like. And I didn't think of price. I didn't think of price tags. I didn't think, can I afford this? I just went into those spaces and said, this is what I want. And I started thinking about the things I wanted. And I started journaling and I started writing down. I started printing off things off the internet and posting it, that this is going to be my life. And I let it consume my thoughts, not my lack, not my bank account, not the things that weren't happening, but the things that I wanted. And I let that consume my mind. And when you use your imagination, all the Bob Proctor says this is where you're talking to creator, and that's your communication up to creator. Then what happens is you get intuition, hunches, things that come to you where you're like, maybe I should do this, maybe I should call this person, maybe I should go left instead of right. These are your intuition. Bob Proctor says that's when creator's talking back to you. So you can have this two-way communication, one with your imagination, your thoughts is talking to creator, giving him instructions saying, this is what I want. And your spirit tells that, your higher power says, this is what I want. Your intuition comes back to you, and that gives you instructions on how to manifest this, how to make this a reality. And that's creator talking back to you. So those are the two things right there, is imagination, your intuition are a big part of how you attract wealth in your life, how you manifest abundance in your life. The third one is willpower. Willpower is your ability to stay focused on this imagination of what it is that you want. Most people don't even know what they want. You know, when I ask them, what do you want in this life? What kind of car you want to drive? Where do you want to live? What kind of house do you want to live in? And what do you want to experience? Where do you want to travel to? There's a lot of people who don't even know. So that's, you want to get to where you want to know by using your imagination. Write it down on a piece of paper of what it is you actually want in your life, right? I know what I want. I know what I'm manifesting. I think about it all the time. So the third one is willpower. Willpower is where you consistently keep thinking about what it is that you're imagining, what it is that you want. Because you can get distracted and be like, oh, my bill, I gotta pay for it, and you go back into lack. Oh, I don't have that much money in my bank account. You go back to lack. Your friends and family talk about problems, what's going on in the world that's negative. You go back into lack and scarcity. You have to use your willpower to put on the blinders and not worry about this, but worry about your what it is you're trying to manifest, and keep your thoughts in that place of what it is you're trying to manifest, what it is you're trying to attract, and you will literally start getting abundance. And if you need help with this, you need to, maybe you need to start small. Think of things like, you know, getting a coffee and getting free supper, and getting maybe your gas paid for, or free things. Like, think maybe if you need to increase this belief power, you can start here and think a little bigger than where you're at. Think a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger, until you're actually able to manifest what you want. That is how you attract wealth and abundance in your life.